Hey, welcome back, or welcome for the first time. Today, we're diving into something wild, something that's been whispering to you in the quiet moments of your life. Ever felt that nudge, like there's more to you than the daily grind, the to-do lists, the endless scroll? That's what we're exploring, spiritual awakening in this crazy thing called I am. It's not just some woo-woo phrase. It's about peeling back the layers of your mind, tapping into the subconscious, and figuring out who you really are behind all the noise. Picture this. It's late, the world's asleep, and you're lying there, staring at the ceiling. Thoughts are spinning. What's tomorrow gonna bring? Why does life feel so heavy sometimes? But then there's this stillness, this weird pull, like something's trying to wake up inside you. That's where we're going today. We'll unravel the mind, dig into the subconscious, and see what happens when you meditate and reality starts to crack open. Plus, we'll decode I am, what it means, why it's everywhere in spiritual stuff, and how it flips everything you think you know. Ready? Let's jump in. Before we dive deep, I want to share something personal. Last year, I hit this wall. Work was intense, relationships were complicated, and I felt like I was just going through the motions. Sound familiar? That emptiness isn't random. It's like an alarm going off, telling you something's missing. For me, it led to this journey we're about to explore. Maybe you're here because you're feeling it too. That sense that beneath all the noise, there's something profound waiting to be discovered. Something that's actually been there all along. So let's start with the basics, your mind. It's this buzzing machine, right? Always thinking, planning, worrying. But here's the kicker. It's not just one thing. There's the part you notice, the thoughts like, I need coffee or I'm late again. That's the conscious mind. Then there's the subconscious, this shadowy basement where all the deep stuff hides. Old memories, buried fears, habits you don't even know you have. It's running the show more than you think, like a puppet master pulling strings behind the curtain. When you're a kid, life's simple. You're just there, playing in the dirt, laughing at nothing, no big, who am I questions. But then the world steps in. People give you a name, tell you what's good or bad, and your mind starts building this thing called me. It's like a Lego tower, thoughts stack up. I'm shy, I'm smart, I'm not enough. That's the ego, the I you think you are. It's not evil. It's just doing its job, keeping you safe, helping you fit in. But it's also a trick. Imagine you're walking through a foggy forest. You see shapes, trees, rocks, and your mind goes, that's me, that's not me. It's splitting everything up, making you feel like a lone dot in a big, messy picture. The subconscious feeds this. Old stuff like that time you got embarrassed in third grade still whispering, you're small, stay safe. And the thoughts, they're non-stop, little movies playing in your head, convincing you this ego, this me, is all there is. But what if it's not? What if there's something bigger lurking underneath? Think about your average day. You wake up already playing a role, parent, employee, whatever, and your mind's on autopilot telling the same story. This is who I am. You scroll through social media, and it gets reinforced, comparing, judging, seeking validation. The ego loves this game. It's constantly scanning for threats, for ways to boost itself, for confirmation that its version of reality is the right one. That voice saying, I'm not good enough, or I need to be better than them, that's the ego talking, not you. The real you is something much deeper. Scientists have done some wild research on this. They found that your brain actually makes decisions seconds before you're consciously aware of choosing. Wild, right? Your subconscious is like, we're going left. And then your conscious mind catches up and says, I decided to go left. The illusion of the separate self, this me that's in control, gets shakier the more you look at it. It's like the ego is a character in a play who forgot its acting. It thinks the stage is all there is, the script is reality, and the costume is its true form. Okay, let's zoom into the subconscious. It's like the ocean under the waves you see. Scientists say it's 90% of your mind, this huge, dark pool holding everything you've ever felt, seen, or pushed away. It's where your dreams come from, those weird ones that make no sense but feel so real. It's also where thoughts bubble up, like when you're driving and suddenly remember some random thing from years ago. That's the subconscious talking, spitting out bits of the past without you asking. Here's the wild part. It's not just random junk. The subconscious shapes how you see reality. Say you're scared of failing. Deep down, there's a memory, maybe a voice saying, "You can't do it." That buries itself. And now every time you try something new, your mind goes, "Nope, danger." Thoughts pop up to back it up. "You'll mess up, don't bother." And you believe them. It's like reality's a mirror, reflecting what's hiding in that basement. But here's the mystery. What if you could peek inside? What if you could quiet the noise and see what's really there? That's where meditation comes in. It's not just sitting with your eyes closed. It's a flashlight into the subconscious. You start watching your thoughts, and they're like, "Oh, hi, didn't expect you to notice me." You see how they loop, same worries, same stories, and you realize they're not you. They're just echoes, old tapes playing on repeat. And behind them, something else, a stillness, a hum, a hint of I am. Carl Jung, the famous psychologist, called this the shadow. All the stuff we push down because it doesn't fit our self-image. He said, "Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate." That's deep. Think about patterns in your life, relationships that feel like reruns, mistakes you keep making. That's the subconscious running the show. But when you start paying attention, shining light on these hidden corners, something magical happens. The grip loosens. You start seeing choices where before there seemed to be none. And this isn't just spiritual talk. Neuroscience backs it up. They found that mindfulness, this practice of watching your thoughts without judgment, actually changes your brain. The amygdala, that fear center always on high alert, calms down. The prefrontal cortex, the wise part that makes good decisions, gets stronger. It's like your brain physically shifts from autopilot to awareness. The subconscious isn't running wild anymore. You're meeting it eye to eye, and in that meeting, something deeper emerges. Let's get into how this works. Say you sit down, cross your legs, close your eyes, nothing fancy, just you and your breath. At first, it's chaos. Thoughts crash in. Did I lock the door? What's for dinner? That's the mind doing its thing, spitting out whatever's in the subconscious. But here's the trick, don't fight them. Just watch. Imagine you're at a train station, and the thoughts are trains rolling by. You don't jump on, you let them pass. As you keep going, something shifts. The trains slow down. Gaps appear, little pockets of quiet. That's when reality starts to wobble. You've been living in this bubble the ego built, walls of me and not me, a world of stuff out there and you in here. Meditation pokes holes in it. You notice the thoughts aren't solid, they're like smoke drifting through. And the you watching them? It's not the you with a name or a job. It's bigger, quieter, like a sky behind the clouds. Keep digging, and the bubble cracks wider. You're not just breathing, you're aware of breathing. Not just hearing birds, you're the space where the sound happens. Reality deconstructs. It's not a bunch of separate pieces anymore. The subconscious starts spilling out old fears, random images, but they don't stick. They float by, and you see they're not the truth. What's left is this weird, beautiful feeling. I am. Not I am this or I am that, just I am, pure and simple. Here's a quote from Ramana Maharshi, a spiritual big shot. The I thought is the first to arise in the mind. If you investigate it, it disappears, and what remains is the real I am, the self. That's what's happening. Meditation strips away the fake I, the ego, and leaves the real deal, the awareness that's always been there watching, waiting. Let me share a technique that changed everything for me. It's called self-inquiry, and it's ridiculously simple but mind-blowing. While meditating, you just ask, who am I? Not looking for an answer like, I'm a teacher, or whatever. You're diving beneath that. When a thought comes, ask, who's aware of this thought? When an emotion hits, ask, who feels this? Keep going like peeling an onion, and eventually you hit this wall where words don't work anymore. That space. That's it. That's I am. Another powerful approach is what some call the gap meditation. Focus on the tiny pause between your thoughts. At first, it seems impossible. Thoughts are back to back like cars in traffic. But with practice, you start noticing these microseconds of stillness. They're doorways. When you catch one, rest there. Don't grasp, just be. Over time, these gaps widen, and you discover something shocking. Peace isn't something you achieve, it's what's already there when the noise stops. The subconscious quiets, the ego steps back, and reality opens up in a whole new way. So what is this I am? It's not your Instagram bio or your resume. It's not even I am happy or I am stressed. Those are add-ons, temporary hats the ego wears. I am is the raw, naked truth of you, consciousness, the thing that's awake behind your eyes. It's what spiritual folks have been raving about forever. In the Bible, God says to Moses, I am that I am. Boom, no explanation, just pure being. In the East, they say, Aham Brahmasmi, Sanskrit for I am the infinite. Think of it like this, your mind's a movie screen. Thoughts, feelings, the whole drama of life, they're the film playing on it. The ego's the main character, running around, stressing out. But I am is the screen itself, steady, unchanged, holding every scene without getting caught up. When you meditate, you stop watching the movie and notice the screen. That's awakening, the moment you go, oh, I'm not the story. I'm what it's playing on. Here's another gem from Nisargadatta Maharaj. The I am is the only truth. Everything else is a dream. He's saying the ego's world, your worries, your plans, it's a dream your mind's dreaming. The subconscious keeps it spinning, tossing up old junk to keep the plot going. But I am is real. It's the awake part, the one that doesn't need a script. When you get this, reality flips. You're not a dot in the chaos. You're the space where the chaos happens. It's like those 3D magic eye pictures from the 90s. At first, you see random patterns trying to force your eyes to make sense of it. Then suddenly pop, a whole new image emerges. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. The I am is like that. Once you taste it, even for a second, something clicks. You realize you've been looking through a keyhole your whole life, and now the door's swinging open. The world hasn't changed, but your relationship to it has, completely. Every tradition points to this in its own way. Zen talks about no mind, or original face. Sufis call it fana, this dissolving into the divine. Christians speak of the kingdom within. Different words, same reality. And here's what's wild. It's not about adding something new. It's about seeing what's already there. Like, have you ever looked for your glasses while wearing them? That's us, searching everywhere for peace, meaning, wholeness, when it's our very nature. This I am that's reading these words right now. The ego hates this, by the way. It's built its whole identity on being separate, special, in control. When you start touching the I am, the ego freaks out. It'll throw up smoke screens, doubts, fears, distractions. This is nonsense, it'll say, or I'll lose myself. But that's the joke. What you lose is the illusion. What you find is what's been here all along. This presence that doesn't need a name or a story to be complete. Alright, so you've peeked behind the curtain. Now what? Life doesn't turn into a fairy tale. Bills still come, coffee still spills. But you change. Imagine walking outside after meditating. Sun's shining, birds are chirping. Before, your mind's like, ugh, too bright, gotta hurry. Now, you're just there. The sun's warm, the birds are singing, and you're not judging it, you're part of it. The ego's still around, whispering, don't forget the laundry. But it's not the boss anymore. It's like a roommate you nod at and move on. Thoughts keep coming, subconscious stuff, old habits, but they're lighter. You see them and think, there's that again. And they float off. Pain doesn't vanish. Maybe you're stressed or sad, but it's not you. It's a cloud passing through the I am sky. One guy I read about said after awakening, he'd feel anger, but it was like watching a storm from a porch, intense, but not personal. Reality's different too. You're not stuck in me versus the world. It's all one flow, your breath, the wind, a stranger's laugh. The subconscious doesn't rule you anymore. It's like a drawer you can open, look at, and close. Eckhart Tolle nails it. You are the awareness behind the thoughts, the I am that is always present. That's the shift. You live from that, not the chatter. And it spreads. You're calmer, people notice. You're not preaching, just being, and it's like a vibe others catch. Life's still messy, but it's beautiful too, because you're awake in it, not lost in the dream. One big misconception needs clearing up, though. Awakening isn't a one-time fireworks show. It's more like a garden that needs tending. You'll have these amazing moments of clarity, then slip back into old patterns. That's normal. The subconscious has deep grooves, and the ego's persistent. But each time you wake up from the trance, it gets easier to stay awake. Each meditation, each moment of mindfulness, is like watering those seeds of awareness. I've noticed something fascinating in my own journey. Relationships transform, not because others change, but because you stop projecting so much onto them. The subconscious is full of templates, ways we expect people to be based on past experiences. When those clear up, you start seeing people as they are, not as your mind paints them. Conflicts that used to trigger huge reactions become simpler. You respond instead of react. There's this space between stimulus and response that wasn't there before. Work changes too. Whatever you do, whether it's creative stuff, analytical work, physical labor, gains a new dimension. You're fully present in it. There's less obsessing about outcomes, more focus on the process. The ego loves goals and achievements. I'll be happy when I get there. The I am is already complete. So work becomes less about proving something and more about expressing something. It's subtle but profound. And time, this is really trippy. Time feels different. The mind loves dwelling in the past or racing to the future. That's its playground. But when you're anchored in I am, now becomes more real. Minutes can feel rich and full instead of something to rush through. You catch yourself less often thinking, I can't wait until Friday, or I wish I could redo yesterday. There's a freshness to each moment that the ego misses in its constant time traveling. Now let's talk about the stuff that gets in the way, because this path has its thorns. First up, expectations. The mind loves to set them. After meditating for a month, I'll be enlightened. Nope. This isn't Amazon Prime. Awakening doesn't arrive in 2 days with free shipping. It's more like waves on a shore. Some days the tide's high, some days it's low. Drop the timetable and just show up for the practice. Another trap, spiritual ego. Oh, this is sneaky. You have these deep insights, and suddenly your ego's like, I'm so spiritual. Look how awakened I am. It puts on spiritual clothes, talking about vibrations, quoting gurus, but it's still the ego, just with a new costume. Real awakening is humble. It doesn't need to announce itself or feel superior. It recognizes the same I am in everyone, no matter where they are on the path. Then there's the bypass. Spiritual bypass is using spirituality to avoid dealing with your stuff. Like, it's all illusion anyway, so why bother with my relationship problems? That's not awakening, that's hiding. True awakening includes everything. It sees the absolute truth. Yes, it's all one, all perfect, but honors the relative truth too. Human life has real challenges that need addressing. The I am doesn't erase your humanity, it embraces it. And let's address the big one, fear. As you meditate, as the subconscious opens up, scary stuff might surface. Old traumas, deep insecurities, existential dread. The ego freaks out. We're dying. It's not wrong in a way. The separate self is dissolving. But what's emerging is bigger, freer. It's like being afraid to fall asleep because you'll lose consciousness, not realizing that rest and dreams await. When fear comes, breathe with it. It's part of the process, not a sign to stop. Finally, there's doubt. The mind loves to question. Is this real? Am I making this up? What if it's all nonsense? That's normal. The intellect can't grasp the I am fully. It's trying to fit the ocean into a cup. When doubt arises, don't fight it. See it as another thought passing through. Then gently return to practice. The proof isn't in concepts or theories. It's in your direct experience. As they say in Zen, don't seek the truth, just drop your opinions. So here's the mystery. I am isn't out there, it's you right now. Not the you stressing about tomorrow, but the you listening to this, feeling your breath, aware of this moment. Meditation's your key. Sit, watch your thoughts, let the subconscious spill out. Reality will start to bend, the ego will shrink, and you'll find it. I am. Try this. Close your eyes for a sec. Notice a thought, any thought. Who's seeing it? Not your name, not your story, just awareness, pure and quiet. That's I am. The mind's a wild ride. The subconscious is deep, but you're bigger than both. One last quote from Lao Tzu. To the mind that is still, the whole universe surrenders. Before we wrap up, remember this. You don't need to become anything. The I am isn't a prize for the spiritual elite. It's your birthright, your essence. The journey isn't about climbing a mountain. It's about clearing the fog so you can see the view that's already there. Each meditation, each moment of presence, is like wiping a window that's been dusty for years. Suddenly, colors are brighter, shapes clearer, and there's a vastness that was hidden in plain sight. We're all in this together, you know? Behind the masks, the roles, the stories, same consciousness, same I am. That's not just pretty talk, it's the foundation of compassion, of connection. When you touch this truth in yourself, you start recognizing it in others, even when they don't see it yet. And that changes everything. How you listen, how you love, how you move through the world. So what do you think? Ever felt this? Drop a comment. I want to hear your take. Hit like if this clicked. Subscribe if you're into this vibe. And let's keep exploring the mystery together. Remember, this isn't about becoming some guru on a mountain. It's about waking up to what you already are, right here in the messy beauty of everyday life. The I am is waiting, always present, infinitely patient. All you need to do is look. Thanks for joining me on this deep dive. Until next time, keep questioning, keep meditating, keep finding those quiet moments where reality cracks open and something greater shines through. See you in the next one.